Yo Joburg, welcome to a very special live stream. Special, perhaps not so much for the podcast listeners, but certainly for anyone watching this live or watching it on the replay on YouTube. Because my name is Stephen. It's episode 276 of GI Joburg, entitled The Reunion. And I'm not alone, guys. With me in the studio, we have Paul. Whoa! He's behind the couch. And not only do we have the deadly pencils and fresh from the high road from Joburg, but we got Robbie. Oh.
It's me.
And we are half an hour late for this live stream because we were at the waterfront having beers. And now to give me the strength to do an impromptu 90 minutes of live stream. I'm drinking out of my birthday mug. Thank you, Kim. It says Steven on it.
Oh, that's good. Because we're getting old and occasionally we can forget our names.
Eventually forget our names.
Greetings to everyone in the chats.
Thank you for waiting for us.
We got Tetsuo's Wrath, Gaz, Troy Smith, Hans Chow, Droz Walker, MC DJ, ACDC, Emmanuel Gossot. Who else? I'm scrolling back. Moonlight 47.
GI Joburg is here too.
And Zantara made an appearance early on in the proceedings. A lively bit of chat. Darren Cobb.
Hans Charles there as well.
Greetings, gentlemen and ladies and gentlefolk.
Everybody.
So the agenda is pretty open-ended in that
we're just going to sit here and you're going to enjoy us being together for 90 minutes.
Shooting the breeze, baby. If you have any topics you'd like us to tackle, any questions for the panel, please drop into the comments section and let us know. But we have recently celebrated a few birthdays. It was mine 2 days ago, as of recording. It is Paul's in October.
And mine is coming up in February.
So
real close.
we have some gifts for one another to unveil and maybe even chat about, maybe even do some impromptu reviews on the show. I mean, what better opportunity to talk about these things than on an episode of GI Joburg? What better topic to talk about than to review brand new toys?
Well, how cool is this background? Like the last time we had this background behind us, Stephen was not messing his coffee. It was much better back then with his coffee.
Your girlfriend makes a very full cup of coffee, Paul.
Yeah, she doesn't waste it.
But we're also here for, I think it was Cobra Convergence
2.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
We did a fantastic, really cool, fun, exciting video construction for everyone.
And people were like, "Yeah, GI Joburg must read a lot." Well, no, this is what passes as decor in my parents' house.
True.
I love Troy's comment.
No one's read
looks like
this.
we're about to shoot like a lawyer commercial.
Have you been wronged recently?
Have you been rear-ended recently?
Did you buy a classified figure?
Did you buy a Valorous figure? Okay.
Did you buy a He-Man figure? Can't help you there. Sorry, guys.
Did it not look like He-Man?
He-Berg.
He-Berg.
And happy birthday to Darren Cobb.
Yay.
Yeah.
Darren.
Oh, cool.
He was
Yes.
supposed to join us on this mission, but unfortunately, timing didn't work nicely with his work schedule. But we'll get you later, buddy.
Blood for the Darren.
We're here for the entire week.
Mhm.
So anytime.
Yep.
Right. 2 hours from now.
So before we get stuck into some new goodies, gents, anything anyone wants to get off their chests?
I'm just really excited that we're all together again. It's weird, but it feels right. I think when I first saw Stephen again for the first time, I was like, it feels natural to be together again. But I feel like I'm 36 again, you know? Like, here's my best friends. They're with me again in the real spaces. They're right here with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
guys.
Final lawyer jab, Moonlight 47. Recently got a broken NECA figure off the package. GI Joburg will get you the compensation you deserve.
We will call us right now.
We'll look
1-800.
in these very important books back here and find the precedent that will assist you in your case.
Unfortunately, they are classified as figures and not toys, so they can actually get away with them being more fragile.
And we're not going to get away from Hans Chow's question, gents, for discussion by the panel.
Ooh.
At GI Joburg, quickfire topic, what is the percentage chance of seeing you guys at Joe Fest? I'm going to say
what's Joe Fest?
50-50.
Yeah.
Joe Fest 2023. 50-50? What do you say, Paul?
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say it's about a 50-50 here.
Ah, come on.
Oh, come on, you have to say a different number. You already said 50-50.
Rob?
20. What's the eyesight
20
one?
2080 against?
20,
2020.
2084.
Were
I
you
think-
about to say 2020?
I was going to say 2020. That's his name, isn't it? The horse?
30-30.
Or whatever. So Brave Stock jabs aside, what is the percentage of us getting to Joe Fest?
I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably go with you 50-50. Like, there's a chance it might happen, there's a chance it might not happen, but it really is whatever
So
happens between now and
boring.
then.
We're both like
We are.
we're all three kind of exactly hung 50-50.
I would love to go. I think that'd be an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Because apparently, we are. If we were to go though, it would be kind of like we killed Joe Con and then Joe Fest, because I believe this is supposed to be the last one.
Oh man.
So it's like when
the GI Joburg
goes to a
curse.
show, they are definitely going to ruin it.
Jumping into the chats, we've got Anything Joe's and Universal Toy Collector. Lovely to see our brethren in the trenches of content creation. Thank you for joining, gents. And they gone. Good to see you, pal.
Wow.
All right,
Hey, they're gone.
let's
Awesome.
get some toys out. I have a little
No.
stockpile back here
This
for
is-
Ooh.
birthday boy
Whoa.
Paul. Some of it more exciting than others.
Some stuff he doesn't know about, other stuff
Guys,
he does.
I will say, just to answer, like to jump into Steven's question earlier, about the whole, what's it like seeing each other again thing.
That was a very important question.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like I haven't seen you guys in the flesh for a long time. I saw you at the last Comic-Con,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw Steven like years ago. But it feels like I only saw you guys yesterday. Like,
Ooh.
Ooh,
Happy birthday, Paul!
it's torpedo.
Torpedo's legs. So basically, we've got a rusted screw torpedo. If Paul is able to free the screw
He can
in
have
the back,
figure.
he can have the figure.
If
This
he's
is
unable
right.
to. He can still keep it.
this
but-
torpedo is significant because it's actually a regifting, and it's a very cool story behind it, because it was the very first time anyone had ever donated anything to GI Joburg.
Aw.
Yeah, this is by our buddy Scott Centofanti,
Oh,
who sent
wow.
it to me many years ago. Since then, I've received an awesome torpedo from Ryan Sweeney. So this one, with love, from me to you.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Yeah, so I
I
hope we
love
can get that
Torpedo.
screw
He's
loose.
Great. Yeah, I'm totally
Congrats.
gonna get that screw loose.
So
I mean, if I can get
sweet.
my screws loose, I can get his screw loose. So.
Tricky.
Screw anything loose.
Now, from a very recent donation, from the very first to the very most recent, a fella called Rob
Rob.
sent you some goodies via me to Singapore, and they'd waited there for a while.
Ooh.
Was going to go to Australia.
Says range
Singapore.
vipers.
And a Range Viper file card.
Apparently backwards, but
Maybe there's a Range Viper
This
in
is
there.
exciting.
Maybe.
Maybe.
dude.
That's something that's
But I see
good
something I'm
for.
very excited about, guys. Blue Torch. So glad to have this dude.
I
This is cool
was
helmet.
almost this
Cool helmet.
old when I learned that Blowtorch had both a flexible and very rigid hose for his gun.
For his gun.
Well, for his flamethrower.
Oh, this is cool.
It's
Yeah,
a good
that is a
figure.
very minty
So what is-
Range Viper.
Is
With-
this the flexible hose one? Oh,
You've
it
got
is.
the flexible hose one. I've got
That's
the
so
rigid hose
rad.
one. I can't. I'm
Fascinating.
terrified to put that
Oh
thing.
wow,
into
there's
its-
even gear for the Range Viper. And it's proper gear. It's not stupid like Euro rocket launcher gear. This is like
This is his actual
the
equipment
blooper. It's got like the grenade launcher, and it's got this cool backpack
filled with grenades.
with the slot that we don't know what it's actually for,
Yeah.
and this cool, yeah.
Mark O'Cara, I am definitely
launcher?
still interested in those MCC doors, man. I know you said you had a backlog and several delays, but if ever you
They
have a
look
chance
so
to
good.
to
It's
do
so
them up for me,
minty.
I'd love them. Thank you.
That is absolutely incredible.
If anyone's wondering,
It's so
Mark
clean.
makes custom doors that fill in your MCC so that it doesn't have the two
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
holes.
cool.
I'm sure Paul's a candidate for them as well, actually.
I actually am, yeah.
And
Sounds like fun.
Stu would like to know, do you think we will see a GI Joburg Sun Bob collaboration? I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Certainly, man.
Why not?
It's about time Bob got involved in one of our backyard battles. International backyard. I'm doing it now as well. You know, when we do those big collaborations, fantastic. We'd love to have you,
Dude,
Bob.
this is so cool. Thank you, man.
You'll bring the funnies.
Thank you. To
Yeah,
Rob.
well, thank you to Rob, but I mean, thank you for like
Mewing.
Actually bring
viewing it
yeah.
here. And they're minty fresh. They're like, this blowtorch doesn't look
It's a
like
gorgeous
a figure from
figure.
84, 85.
87, 89.
No, dude, don't get weird on me. It's 84.
Okay.
Well, I think it's the last 84.
Whatever you
I
say.
think it's the last figure from 84 that I need.
Wow.
You own all the
I
rest?
think. Yeah, I just need to double check, but it should be. Because you know I'm bad with years. GI Joe
Well,
years.
obviously,
But
yeah, I
like,
know. We just rely on Steven.
this
to
is
give us the
beautiful.
right
Look at like,
years.
and it's so vivid, and like the color is still strong. There's no like rub off or
It's
anything.
gorgeous. It's gonna look so nice.
How many of you guys have got blowtorch in your collection? Actually, better yet, how many of you have this figure and love this figure?
And what
Don't
does
tell
he
us if you don't
do when he's not setting Cobra alight? Like, does he have a second function that you like to use him for? Is there a specific vehicle that you attach to him?
He's the rubbish guy on the base, and he burns all the rubbish for them.
I
They
suppose
take it out. He burns
incinerator.
It, like,
he disposes of the bodies in
Yeah.
fire. A sea sled.
sea turtle.
So Cobra Sea, what is it called?
CC.
The sea block. The Cobra Hydra sled, yes.
Hydra sled.
That's your very own Hydra sled, Paul.
Oh my word, dude! This is so
Yeah.
cool. Yes, I'm like super spoiled here. This is madness.
You're
Okay,
mad.
Moonlight's got a good one saying,
being angry.
what does Blowtorch do? He argues with barbecue on the base.
It's true.
It's true. Like,
Their functions are completely opposite to each other.
there you go. There.
Barbecue's
that?
running around
Fire
putting
starter.
out his fires.
Twisted fire starter.
That's what barbecue says. Darren.
Cosmic Enforcer. He's the chef. Not a bad idea. Certainly give Roadblock a run for his
that's
money.
clever. That's how you put those in there.
But
you just
yeah,
shove the hands in.
Barbecue
Yeah.
would have the more appropriate code name than Blowtorch. I mean,
Actually,
Blowtorch,
yeah.
everything's just going to taste like
Why is he
propane.
called barbecue if he puts fires out?
Because he doesn't get around to putting them all out.
He's not fast enough.
That's what his victims are called. Barbecue.
This is so cool.
Oh, Mark is a Charbroil fan. Well, to be honest, like
Broiled.
that was our vintage too. So
Yeah.
got a great helmet.
he was one of my first Joes. I got him and the Tiger Paw, and they were like glue, man. They were always going on missions together.
Sorry, I'm just enjoying
Fish and chips.
fish and chips.
I'm not going to give you much opportunity to enjoy because,
Yeah, 'cause
like
there's too much
Christmas
stuff.
Day, you just got to keep going under the
Gotta
tree
keep
and
on going.
unwrapping
Keep
your
on,
stuff.
keep on, keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
This shouldn't be a
It's so
surprise
different.
because
That's
actually you paid for it. But it's a Gundam, of
Gunberg.
course.
God
Go ahead.
Gundam, real great God Gundam.
Gunberg.
Thank you, dude. These are so like hard to get hold of at the moment.
God
so
damn it,
I'm
I'm so jealous of you right now.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. I'm super happy I got this bad boy.
Oh.
It's weird. It's like on paper, it's not like one of my absolute favorite Gundams, but the
But it
model
is
kit
so
is one of my
cool.
absolute favorites. Like,
It's- yeah, I built
looks-
the master grade version of it, I believe.
oh really?
Yeah,
Oh wow, I haven't even
I had the
bought
master
the
grade
master
version.
grade,
It's gorgeous.
and it's beautiful.
one
and
of the
it's sealed
earlier
in
master
plastic.
grades. How is that possible?
How is it possible?
You don't get ours
Um,
sealed in plastic.
No, we don't.
Vacuum bag the. I don't know. They just have
They
those
just happen
machines
to
like
do
in
that.
Singapore. Like every
Well, we had them at exclusive books. It's the most fun thing ever to actually vacuum seal things, because it's kind of like when you do it with the food, you know, it's kind of-
cryovac.
Yeah, so it seals
It's a
it,
tube.
and then you use a hair dryer.
Yeah, that's what we used to do
You
at.
hair dry it, and that's what shrinks the plastic.
Yeah, that's what we used to do at Phase 2 CDs. We used with the DVDs.
Yeah,
You put it in a little
just-
sleeve and you're.
Not too long. I mean,
I'd-
CDs that wouldn't be very.
Oh,
safe.
not the,
Books,
yeah, but
it's
you go
fine.
quick. You go quick on DVDs,
Oh.
but you have to go super quick.
All right,
Otherwise, you
we've
melt the
got
cover.
all the
We're
great
way off
questions
topic.
coming from Universal Toy Collector. Can we expect a Joburg production for 2023?
For next year,
Absolutely.
for sure, we'll do one.
No, dude, don't do that. We can't. If we do one,
Oh
it's
shit!
got to
Then
be
we really giving them
one.
expectations.
Like,
Okay. Oh, so we'll
Yeah.
do more than one. No, for
let's,
sure.
let's do more than one.
We.
That way we can
I
have
think
fun.
we have seeing each other again has really re-energized What's re-energized my interest in wanting to do stuff physically with these men. I want to play with them.
Get down.
Absolutely, I want to get down on the floor with them. Just like the good stuff. Play with toys.
Are we
playing
centered?
with
Rob,
toys.
why are you all the way over there?
I'm
man?
always all the way over there.
Actually interesting because when we went to the beach quickly today,
Oh wow, you have a story that
and
relates.
I
to this.
remember like consoling Celia by saying, "Well, we'll probably have to go to the beach again to shoot play motion stuff or to play with Joe's." So yeah, guys, I think that most likely will happen. I've got a feeling that's gonna happen.
Skinny dipping with our friends.
I mean, the more
You're welcome
involved,
to.
I suppose, cinematic stuff is something that I chip away at laboriously on my own. But what I want to do with these guys more than anything else is to actually just film us playing. Like, it will perhaps not have the polish of where the play motion stuff of late is at.
But it'll be heavy.
It'll
on the play
be
motion.
all hot, and
It'll be
yeah, you will actually
all
see
play
us
motion.
like how we play, how we enjoy ourselves, because we've got camera people. Like, I mean,
We have
Paul's-
so many people to help us.
Paul's
Elliot,
partner's a bit of a shutterbug. My son knows how to throw a camera
he's
into the
so
water.
good.
He's very good at that.
Mark would like us to do vehicle reviews so that he can buy them all. Lol.
Well, okay then.
Mm.
I blowtorch his gun the
I have
wrong
some
way.
vehicles I can review.
I think blowtorch is southpaw. He's using it's the holster faces the other way so he can cross draw
Yeah, but that's a hell
and
of
then
a
draw with
cross-draw.
his left. But you know, it might be a case of like without having to drop the flamethrower, which is
Although
quite
it
a
doesn't
cumbersome
necessarily have
thing.
to be. I mean, doesn't Revolver Ocelot have his backwards?
Maybe the action figure certainly didn't. But anyways, so he can without dropping his blowtorch, he can or his flamethrower. I keep calling it blowtorch.
Oh, so if he's feeling magnanimous, or
Yeah,
he's
when
feeling
he-
like
what I'm trying to
Dropping
say
his
is
blowtorch is a whole different weapon environment.
he's ambidextrous when it comes to drawing his pistol
he
and
feels
firing.
like he's giving the people
in a
Yeah,
hurry.
me too.
he's burning them alive, and then he's like, "It's okay."
These guys are on
Fine.
fire
We're
tonight.
terrible, dude. We've had a lot of beer. Well, not a lot. I mean, I did because I finished Celia's
for
beer
yourself.
because she got some Mursa.
Since
Right.
we've fallen out of GI Joe for a little bit, here are another of Paul's like addictions.
Apparently, Paul.
The Hammond series, Alan Grant, and
Ian
Dr.
Malcolm.
Ian Malcolm. These are in 3/4 inch scale, and they're Jurassic Park figures because Paul is a freak for this stuff.
Love Jurassic Park. Oh,
Actually,
it's got a baby.
Actually,
Got a
Stu, he
little
can.
raptor.
Paul is able to turn water into wine. It's true.
I can. I'm great at parties.
It's my favorite trick that he does.
Dude, this is cool. These are cool.
And they're articulated too.
I love them, and I love to
Joe scale.
having a Jeff Goldblum figure. That's a special
And
thing.
a Jeff Goldblum that you can turn his sleeves up.
Yeah,
And
he's
Sam
got
Neill.
long sleeves
And short sleeves.
and short sleeves.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, and you got to. Wow, that.
You can lose his
Alt-face.
jacket, but you can't
That's
lose his
fantastic.
shirt, man. You can't do the pose.
Oh.
All right, where are you putting all these toys, man?
It's just all
Everywhere.
over the
Apparently,
place.
just putting them
It's
next
just
to the
all over the
computer.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my coffee. 'Cause I need this.
This Hydra sled is rad, eh?
Oh,
The size, it's
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 perfect.
It's perfect, yeah, and it's great to like just take a. I want to do something with this on play motion. Well, I want to play with this. I'm gonna be playing with this a lot.
Expect this to be in our next play motion.
Question for the audience: do you play the Hydro sled as a surface skimming fast vessel, or is it a Thunderball-esque submersible?
Thunderball, for the young people in the audience, was a James Bond movie from the 60s,
Oh yes,
70s.
with a track by Tom Jones called Thunderball. Man, oh man, hearing Tom Jones belt out the word Thunderball never gets old.
It puts hair on your chest.
Next up,
Whoa.
Wow, there's a lot of great comments in here. I'm just yeah.
feel free to address, my friend.
I do. I want to
Address us.
Hans Child, this is a great one. At GI Joburg, Zazel, GI Joburg, Sarge, Kelly, if it's going to die, it might as well die surrounded by the best of the best. And me, I'll be here. I'll be there. Not the best of the best, but certainly the best of me.
Wow.
Hans.
Oh, your wife is coming instead of you. Okay.
Oh wow.
This is in
Interesting.
reference to Joe Fest 2023. If anyone's scratching their heads at this point, so yeah, it promises to be
reaching
a banner final Joe Fest.
And guys, I mean, look at this. This is Tetsuo's wrath was, don't waste that figure, Paul. And Zantara, a shark got the other half of Torpedo.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
How Deep Six explained that one, I don't know.
Jaws Walker 9 said that would be fantastic to see a Sunbob and Joburg collab.
That would be
nice,
so
very
cool.
Glad we got some great Sunbob fans in the Hizzo. Very nice to see.
Tetsuo's wrath again. I've got a stiff weapon version. I tend to keep him with Ice Cream Soldier and Barbecue, kind of a fire team.
Lol.
Oh my word, guys.
Burning up.
You commented on that one earlier.
Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep them coming. I love the liveliness.
Yeah, this is great.
But we need to stop Paul by smothering him with more toys.
Figures are great for cannon fodder.
What do you recognize this?
What
Have
do
you
you
seen
think
this
that
before?
is?
What's that?
It's the axle of a.
Do you want to examine?
Roto. No, it's not an axle. This.
I think this is.
Oh wow.
a 3D
Oh wait,
printed-
hold on. This looks like a mauler piece. Isn't
a
this a mauler piece?
custom mauler piece.
Yeah.
Here's
Oh.
a piece of equipment that also goes to a mauler, but no mauler I know. Hey, what's that?
What does that do?
It's a remote control device because
Ooh,
this mauler
ooh.
drives itself, guys.
Oof, way better with short sleeve.
Ooh.
Paul's very own
My mauler from Joe Mauler.
remote control mauler from Mauler Joe. Joe Mauler
Master
works.
Mauler.
This is insane.
This
Okay,
is
yeah, I've got to. Thank you.
Rob's spirit those toys away, man.
My word. Look
There
at
you
this,
go,
dude.
pal.
Never see them again. I know.
Incredible.
So, anyone not familiar with Joe Mauler Works custom maulers? He
does
has a
crazy
channel.
work.
We will link it. I'll pop it in the comments when this stuff, well, after the live is done. But by way of reference, we did a video this year as part of our retro blasting or
Alright.
Yeah.
Iconicon submission, where we demonstrated exactly what these things can do, and they are pretty damn sweet. Joe furnished us with
So basically complete maulers.
three
He
maulers.
Makes them the way that they always should have been.
So to make reference to a way out of date, I suppose meme. You get a mauler, and you get a mauler, and you get a mauler.
Everybody gets a mauler.
GI Joburg's maulers, courtesy
How do I
of.
switch this bad boy on?
All right, I will show you, man, because clearly Paul skipped
Paul cannot
the
help himself.
tutorial.
You didn't watch
The
that video.
switch to switch on the
Yeah, I
mauler is
remember it was.
inside
Okay, so this is
the
the one that's in
cabin,
there. Okay.
and that's super,
Are they all in there?
super sweet.
All the buttons.
Oh,
One
the
of them.
battery's still alive. The batteries are alive.
Wow. You're getting very far, Paul.
It's my life.
That is the sound of a remote control mauler maneuvering.
Can it? The turret doesn't turn, hey?
No,
Okay, no,
no.
that's fine.
That
I'm making
is
sure.
Generation 5.
Further upgrade.
And what are these trims here for?
To trim it.
Well, as Mauler
As he
has
explained
explained to
multiple
me,
times to Stephen.
yes, it is to get both tracks moving at the right rate, or you can make it ease forward on its own power if you trim it
Just
um,
right.
in a certain way.
Cool. I'm gonna take a photo of that setting so that I don't mess it up.
No, bro, just
It's beautiful.
test it
Play
out.
around with
Keep
this. It's,
testing.
it's not the way it was when Stephen.
But anyone who's familiar with the Mauler, both remote controlled, upgraded, or just the stock version, knows that this is somehow
Oh, there it
on a
is.
pedestal all of its own in terms of quality, build quality,
Oh, yeah.
the way it feels, its weight, the kind of plastic
Oh,
used,
no,
the
you know.
tolerances of the plastic. You know, Joe made me
Uh-huh.
aware of these facts that like this is a very special toy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very good basis for all the kind of work that he and Ted from Action Robot Punch have done
So
on it over the
cool.
years. It's just such a great template. So yeah,
It was made
It's-
to be properly.
Antenna is
remote
great.
controlled.
the antenna, which Paul has just
That's such a-
discovered, is actually just a piece of sprue that has been melted and then
great scratch build
pulled.
that.
Yeah.
Nicely done. He pulled the antenna, and I love how it's like not perfect because it wouldn't be.
Because it would never be.
This is cool as well. So it's also scratch built to 3D printed.
3D printed. So the one antenna, the short antenna, is 3D printed, and the long antenna is just this lovely flexible piece of sprue that has been melted and
so
stretched.
scared of
And
this
by
thing.
the way, Paul, the turret does move. Just use your finger. Troy
Thanks.
suggests.
Is that Troy?
Yeah.
And now the grand finale and the most
finale.
recent
The
the grand finale and the most recent addition to Paul's collection, something that he has as a child. It's the Warthog, baby.
Oh my god.
The European Warthog, complete with box.
Dude.
Happy birthday.
Actually, it's just a box.
Keep it that side up.
Sorry.
It's
Actually, it's just the box. There's actually nothing in it.
just pulverizer parts inside.
It's already something.
Oh, dude. Do you guys want to see what's in the box? Hey, it's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah. We're jumping up and down with excitement, man.
Oh, sorry, Robbie. Oh my god. Dude, this is like...
Hello, old friend. This Warthog comes to us from the most recent Greek haul. Friend of my mother's whose sons had hoarded this stuff and didn't really want to do anything with it and found out we had the channel. They were like,
please, we need to give these.
you want to have it?
because
It's yours.
we love GI Joburg.
This
in
is
Greece.
so freaking amazing.
They were very
Falcon.
meticulous with their collection. This stuff is pretty clean. It
Oh
all came with the boxes.
my word.
And
It's got
of
the
course,
Sarge.
Sergeant Slaughter
Clean.
or Sergeant Slammer.
Slammer. Yeah.
No slaughter in Europe.
That is
only
so
slamming.
cool, guys. It's Slammer. Or Slaughter, but you guys know what I mean.
No, I
That is.
Yep.
Oh, dude, he's cool, man. Dude, this is probably
don't.
the
If you
original
can read
O-ring.
backwards, read this file card.
So thank you to Deanne and her boys. Comes with the instructions / the catalog
And the box.
and the box and Sergeant Slammer's file card. Paul has changed our settings so that everything I think is reversed.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
So
I just mirrored it so that when
watch
I
our
lift up my
stream in
left
a mirror.
hand, it's actually my left hand.
Which is so much more important
makes
than like
sense
having the text
reading
face the
text.
right way.
No, for sure.
Damn.
I can switch it around,
It's easy
confuse
to get
everybody.
confused.
Guys, this is amazing. I'm actually scared of putting the missile specs in here right now. I just want to savor this properly. Like,
Now,
Good.
there is some ingenuity that you're going to have to bring to bear on this because
Yeah.
this guy suffered a bit of a battle scar with its previous owner. The wheel is included, but it popped.
oh, yeah, because I saw the little
It's,
looky here. as well.
sorry, the sort of roller wheel
Well, it's only one of them.
attachment point.
Yeah,
is
I mean,
broken.
Still
No
rolls
harm,
in
no
three.
foul. So,
Still rolls in
I
three.
think I even did that to my original.
Yeah,
In
man.
some weird way, this kind of seems like a.
It could be your
Like,
one.
yeah, it does actually kind of feel that way.
The European Warthog is a darker green.
Yeah.
And the plastic quality itself is slightly different.
Better.
So if you feel these two side by side, a US and a Euro, you are going to feel a difference. And
Oh, how's it, Gold? Yeah.
hey, Scott,
Good to see you again.
a Joe fan and supplier right here in Cape Town. Well, though, you know, I don't know. Is he from Brackenfell? I don't know if I can call that Cape Town.
It's more Cape Town than me.
Yeah, flipping volleys. Or...
Dude, that's amazing.
This is absolutely
I'm like-
insane.
I'm busting some sweat, man. I need to take my jersey off.
Whoa.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here.
We're on YouTube, Stephen.
And it's a whole different type of live
Give the
stream.
listeners what they want to not see.
Yeah, guys, this is yeah.
Christmas comes
wow.
early.
And it's like super
All
cool.
over you.
Okay, which brings me to stuff for these two.
No,
Yeah.
no, you
Okay, but this is also okay. So I'll start with the baggy. Okay. Let's start with the easy one. Okay, so this one is for Steven.
What is it?
This comes all the way from Gary V. He sent this to me
Oh.
a while back.
Thanks,
for you.
Ironmonger.
Eojig.
And the cool thing with that, I kept on forgetting to send it to you. So yeah, you got those two. It's Double Blast.
Double Blast and Crossfire from the ARA collection, the early 2000s. So anyone who's not familiar, Double Blast is Roadblock version 1, slightly recolored. It's a very, very close.
And apparently has
the original
explosive diarrhea. So
oh, why? Because he's extra
Double Blast.
brown. Double Blast. And Crossfire is also a unique character who's made up of Big Ben parts, I think. But a unique
Crossfire
head.
is pretty interesting, I think.
Look, Big Ben parts they're terrific. Wait, it's Big Ben upper, and it's whose legs are these? I can't place them yet.
So not Roadblock and not Big Ben. Cool.
He's got shin guards.
Very cool.
Oh, it's Dial Tone's legs.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think so.
That's not rock and roll.
Not rock and roll, no.
Okay, and Rob, this one's for you.
Please let it be a scoop.
I'm so glad that it's like something in my hand. Open your hand. So there we go. That's a hit and run.
Very own hit and run. He's been hit.
And somebody ran.
Guys,
so I apologize. The O-ring did deteriorate.
That's fine. As long as
but I thought it'd be really funny to give it to you in parts.
Did it happen on the drive?
No, it actually just happened beforehand, and I didn't have any to hand to replace it.
I have a few. I've been delightfully replacing O-rings.
So it seems we're all getting pieces of figures tonight.
In keeping with the tradition.
Thanks, Gary. Cheers, brother.
Gorgeous,
and this, I believe, also comes by way of Gary V.
Legend.
So I apologize for the dust. It has been sitting there. It's got authentic Johannesburg dust.
Paul told me he was bringing some extra.
So,
man, Johannesburg is a dusty place.
It's a dusty, dry place.
I absolutely adore. It's one of my guilty pleasures to get in the bathtub with my vehicles.
I love it too. That's why I always have toys around the bath. Now you know.
Jeez. So Gary sent me a Cobra Rage, which is a vehicle that I've never owned because Rob had one.
Yeah, so Stephen didn't have to get one.
Yeah, and Rob's not so recently now.
And this one's
Rob's taken
really
his back.
sweet. It's everything
underneath this patina, this thick inch layer of dust. Is a really sweet vehicle.
Only thing, sadly, that's missing, and nobody can blame anybody for this. The mines.
You never see them.
You never see them. You never use them.
And you know what? I'm pretty sure I could find a decent substitute.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just very undetailed discs, aren't they?
Absolutely love these wheels.
Those are good wheels.
What do people think of the Rage? Are there any people out there who think that this is hot garbage? Because I was kind of on the fence until I looked at the box art, and then I'm like, this thing is insane. This is absolutely what Cobra would deploy to an urban environment because it can shoot in absolutely every direction all at once.
Yep.
I guess a cool question.
Ripple fire.
Have any of you guys swap figure parts to make your own characters or customs from Draws, Walker 9?
We all have.
We have, definitely, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we returned them to the original configuration, but I mean, definitely for me and Steven's adventures, I think the main one would be Shifters, where we kind of did.
So let's simplify the question and let's give our favorite Lazy Boy custom that we ever did. So just
okay,
your top one.
That's one. Well, that would be damn, his name escapes me now.
It was Overkill body with Budo's head.
Budo's head. Yes.
Who was
Budo.
Samurai Jack after he'd lost. So Rob had a character called Samurai Jack because you're really, really original. And that used Budo head to toe, but he was involved in a horrible, almost RoboCop-esque accident and needed his entire body replaced. Just from the neck up, he was a man, but from the neck down, he was Robo. So yeah, you just repurposed Overkill.
I think that was my favorite one they ever did because it was so straightforward. I just wanted a proper head for the character, and Budo having a cool knockoff Budo made it so much easier. I didn't feel too worried about breaking my Budo.
Nice. Paul, your favorite Lazy Boy custom creation?
Lazy J custom.
Wow, actually.
Because you and your friend, it sounded like, from stories you told us, you did that a lot more than we did.
Yeah.
Well, while you think, Hans Charles got a good one.
Oh.
Well, we
OG
did-
Scarlet body swap with Ninja Force Scarlet head. Wait a minute, I did that.
that is actually a good one.
She's pretty. In the right lighting, that Ninja Force head sculpt looks fantastic.
Mm.
You do need to shave it down to fit into the very dainty neck cavity of the OG Scarlet body.
I generally enjoyed. Well, I mean, like we want to talk like super lazy boy, like not even adding any paint. It was always cool to like put Snake Eyes' head on like Stalker's body or something like that to kind of change his outfit, his uniform, like that kind of thing. That was fun, but like we didn't do that often. And then it's not really a lazy boy custom because there's a lot of effort to break those figures apart. But we did, well, David did take like, and I've mentioned this before, but he took M. Bison. He made M. Bison, but yeah, he took M. Bison and Blanca from Street Fighter, those figures, and turned them into the cyborg Superman. And that was pretty impressive. Like,
Oh yeah,
but it wasn't so much.
Gave him a robot side of his face.
That's
You kind of-
great.
This is something you did, Stephen. I mean, Draz answers the question for himself.
Yeah.
So what did he do? He took Shockwave bodies and ported different heads on them to make a cool, quick response.
Yeah, that kind of
reaction
thing is a
team.
cool one. Yeah.
I never had multiple shockwaves. I might have done that. Certainly would have been useful if I needed a law
Well, I
enforcement
mean, you unmasked
team.
him using the Flint figure.
Yes, well, I was coming to that. My favorite Lazy Boy custom, and the one that became my kind of hero character for a while. His name was Shikung Tao, and he was Eco Warrior Flint's head, Shockwave's torso, Backblast's arms, because man, those are meaty, and they have the knife sheath block on them. Into which I put Snake Eyes version 3's like hollow sword, you know, the one with the cutouts.
That's great.
And the sort of bird claw pommel. And then for legs, I went really out of left field and used a 2000s era snow serpent because I really loved his fluffy boots. they were kind of like rave gear from the early 2000s, if you can picture that. But he also had this furry cape, which you could fit over the. Could you fit over the neck? I don't know. Either way, I like the fact that he had these long limber legs, which could do like full splits. A little known secret about that particular snow serpent in that era of I don't know, would you call them GI Joe versus Cobra? Yeah, those 2-packs, the snow serpents, was they could totally do the splits without popping your jib.
Some great ones. A cowboy space guy with Robot version 5 and ambush head.
That was by Skoltz.
That sounds cool.
Nice.
I like this suggestion. A monkey wrench head on Chuckle's body to make an undercover Cobra Commander.
Monkey wrench head, yeah, man.
That would actually work.
So he doesn't have the ponytail,
Yeah,
but
because he's got that.
he's got those shades.
Mm.
Monkey Wrench's head was great. I used to use Monkey Wrench as like my go-to sci-fi game,
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
like Han Solo type. He was always hanging out in a bar. He always had like some cool beat-up spaceship.
And it was always cool when he shot first too.
Of course, he had no dick. My Monkey Wrench's crotch flew off very quickly. A question from Tetsuo back there was, will we do a Rage review?
Oh, we might.
I
don't know why.
We're out of the review game. I have to be
but I
honest.
think it would be cool to talk about it and maybe roll it around and shoot things with it.
Why not? We can definitely do a play motion review.
I am living in the big city again, so an urban vehicle review
Seems appropriate.
makes sense. We can tear up the mean streets and a Rage. Yeah, man.
After we put it in the pool. Oh.
Nice.
There is one thing I need to actually fetch quickly, and I can't believe I left it out. So I'm so sorry.
Oh no, we're gonna have to just spin our wheels for a while.
It's the altitude, he's so used to being 2,000 feet above, his brains is like, I'm at sea level now. I don't understand how that works.
Kickbox Productions, my favorite Lazy Boy custom, was putting Rise of Cobra Storm Shadow head on the 2020 Storm Shadow. Very cool. That actor whose name always escapes me, but the figure had a great likeness, and it's a good looking unmasked Storm Shadow, of which there were painfully few. So yeah, movie Storm Shadow head, good head.
Headman body swap. Body Crimson Twins head swap for Extensive Enterprises business twins.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
The problem with that suit was he's just so meaty, man. I know.
Like a hamburglar.
Yeah, I know the twins are really fit, but honestly, that body is just too jacked. I mean, like his double-breasted jacket is literally bursting at the buttons.
Watch me.
Hans, you got my back, bro. The actor's name that I keep forgetting and you keep reminding me was Hyung Byun Lee.
Hyun Lee.
Why do you do this to me?
From the movie.
Very good, Paul. Why weren't you here like 20 seconds ago?
I had to fetch something. I'm sorry. So, one more thing. No, not one more thing. It's actually a few more things. Let's start with the big box first. Don't look, Rob. This is actually for you. So maybe close your eyes.
There's a big box.
Okay.
Paul's about to give Rob a big box.
Let's start with that one. Okay, hold on. Okay, now you can hold it up.
I can hold it up.
Now you can look at it.
To hold it up and not look at it. What am I doing?
Don't be a fool.
This is so cool. I love this artwork. I'm so glad I have this art.
Show them on the camera.
Oh, it's a bat.
Cobra Battle Android Trooper from the Classified series.
It's a goodie.
Wow. It's like they literally just took the 3 3/4-inch figure and just upsized him.
Bigger.
Question for the class. Is the Battle Android Trooper in danger of being the best Classified series action figure, therefore being the best Classified action and 25th anniversary action figure?
Wow.
Or will the title go to someone else? Discuss.
Now he wins.
What's your answer, Paul?
Right there.
It comes close to that, but I wouldn't say it's the best.
It's still the plastic packaging where you can actually see the figure in the packaging.
I would say it's quite versatile though.
Rip.
Whoa.
So, Steve,
this is so cool.
So, like when we were in Chattanooga for JoeCon,
Tennessee, by the way,
I got a very cool play set from Greg Crockett, and it did need 1 or 2 extra pieces.
No.
And so I went to some of the parts dealers in the convention hall, and I bought a few parts, for the Terradrome and then for this. And one of the parts I got was this set of things with like no plan.
Yes.
I actually bought an extra one of these. I don't know how. Like sometimes this is part of the Tao of Stephen. Oh, this just worked out for you. It turns out he needs them.
My tactical battle platform, one of the leveling legs. I don't know. I did something stupid to it and stressed the plastic, and it's really unsightly now. And so while this one is in need of a pretty deep clean,
and
I'm sure it will. It will replace my knackered leveling leg. Thank you, brother.
It's a pleasure, dude. It's amazing how that worked out. Like Paul randomly bought himself pieces of a TTBP that he.
It's just extra pieces, yeah. And I can't remember if you maybe needed that red strut, but that other one.
Have it now anyway.
But now you have it anyway.
Man, is that even part of the TTBP?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it holds the bridge up.
Yeah.
Weird. Oh, interesting. I wonder if the plastic is a match because once again, I have an Action Force. I have a UK
that's going to be
TTBP. So this kind of looks a little more plasticky. I think the British one is redder. Oh dear. But actually, you know what? I'm only really after the grey inner part.
Oh,
the red sleeve. Yeah, exactly. It's going to go scrap heap.
Well, the red sleeve is going to be cool for like scratch building. Rob, maybe close your eyes.
Okay.
Which reminds me, the winner of the custom competition in that self-same Chattanooga Joe Fest, JoeCon, bloody hell, Stephen. The final JoeCon, the winner of the customs competition made use of a TTBP strut and hollowed it out and made the fortune telling machine from Big.
Yes, yeah.
Clever, but I'm like, we were robbed, man. Bitter Einde was number 1.
It should have come first.
And those 8-bit Joes as well. They were very cool. Rob, you can open your eyes now. You got another.
Shout outs to Matt and Chad.
No ways. It's a classified alley viper. Are these all the ones you don't want anymore? Is that what's
No,
great?
I got these for you.
That's so cool.
No, I got these for you
I have-
because I know. Oh,
These guys are gonna have. They have someone to fight now.
when the pre-order went up like yonks ago.
Disco Destro now has people that can fight for him.
Yeah.
We've got some great responses coming
Yeah, I
through
did
on
say,
the
yeah, I
subject
thought it
of
was
the
really
Battle
cool.
Android
These
Trooper.
are insanely cool.
I remember you liking them, and like we keyed in on that. There's another one we'd like to, but let's just stick with the awesomeness of these. Like the accessories on this bat are amazing.
Yeah, it feels like, as I said, yeah, they literally just upscaled it.
I just love that. Like you'll see on the backpack.
Oh, interesting.
What's that?
Super 7 apparently did a really good Grand Slam.
No, yeah, clever. But the comment was he still needs to. Well, he needs Moonlight 47 says that he needs to get the Battle Android Trooper that Super 7 did, which will be the Grand Slam. But yeah, look at the bat is always going to be a really solid entry.
By being classified.
Profit Director reviewed it and gave it a 25 out of 25.
Whoa.
Oh, it's a great toy. It really, really, really is a great toy.
Fantastic.
It's got a lot of versatility in the line. There's a lot they can do with it.
Gaz, you're a man after my own heart. The classified bat is great, but the Tiger Force Outback is stellar. So yes, that might take the top spot.
That might.
I saw some shade being slung about Tiger Force Outback's weapon and the fact that the various peripherals and the design choices of it make zero actual practical sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not controversial to say that to anyone who knows about firearms, the classified series is ridiculous.
Yeah, you're gonna find fault with it pretty quickly.
It's a joke, but whatever, man. I pew pew pew. These are toys, right? But yes, I can see how that would bother a huge portion of like the GI Joe fandom.
But both of these feel like they're literally just upsized. Like this feels like the modern alley viper.
How is it just sitting off camera again, Rob?
How do I keep doing that? It just happens.
Pull in, my brother.
I like to be on the edge.
It does have that. I would argue that the legs are beefier on the classified, which it actually needed because the modern era's legs are a little bit thin.
But yeah, this is absolutely insane.
So far, my favorite, my three favorite classifieds, and hopefully, I mean, I brought some classifieds with so we can play around with them and see what your thoughts are. But so far, I really, 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 really love the Storm Shadow.
Shout out, PJ.
Not just because I'm a 33. Not just because I'm a Storm Shadow fan. I just think that figure finally does the character justice. Also, the Zartan is something very special as well. And yeah, Crocmaster, when you guys can actually handle it. And then also, this is for Steven. So this is like your actual birthday present.
Oh!
Yay!
Got me some
Yay!
Cool thing.
Yes, it's in the box. It's not the...
Oh wait, it's not the... You didn't get him a cool light show.
Laser light, stage lighting. No, it's nothing that exciting. Something
Steven
way
so
cooler
excited.
than that.
Whoa.
It's an unusual figure because, you're at that point where
You don't know
like
what to buy,
weird
Steven. Yeah, it's
curiosities.
all of it.
This is a third-party Satan figure.
It's a darn Satan.
No, he's
Yeah.
Satan.
I know.
He's the devil incarnate. He's the devil in plastic.
What?
His name is Satan.
And he's a devil with all the accessories. I mean, look at this
Oh my
baggie. It
goodness.
is full of accessories. It's
Third-party
wonderful.
people, they know what you want. Tons of accessories.
You want Satan in your
It's
life.
Firefly's gun. There should be a phone in here.
So cool.
Oh yeah, Firefly's walkie. Oh man,
See, that's what Storm Shadow should look like all along.
In red.
In red. And a proper Cobra symbol on him.
Well, look, this is terrific on so many levels. If you want to build out an army of Red Ninja, he's your man. I mean, you can either take a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol to the Cobra symbol or just leave it because, the Red Ninjas, it makes sense that they'd put Cobra symbols on them. They're the bad guys.
And they also work for Cobra. They're trained to protect Cobra Commander.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were exclusively trained to by Storm Shadow as personal guard to Cobra Commander, if memory serves.
He's nice, Paul.
He's
I
cool,
mean,
eh?
still feels like a third party or a red laser,
But it
black
looks
major.
fantastic.
But he doesn't look cheapo.
A bit naughty though, inversing the
Oh yes, they've stopped putting the rivets the wrong way around. So the indented side is on the outside of the elbows. Interesting.
It's cool. Hey, it's also nice to just have a, that sculpt that you can also just mess around with and not feel too precious about.
Well, I bought a Beta Storm Shadow unbroken, for like 20 20 Australian. He's a bit yellowed and he's floppy as all get out, but like there's nothing else wrong with him, and he is the guy that I use to play in the sand, to like do martial arts fighting as awkwardly as martial arts fighting with two O-ring action figures can get. So yeah, man, it satisfies that need to be able to play with that sculpt in a more, I guess, conscience clear. Because yeah, I've just come home and I've just looked at my super white one, and I'm like,
word.
I don't ever want to touch that in case the oils in my fingers transfer onto his plastic and start the yellowing process. For whatever reason, he is still blindingly white with a very crisp Cobra symbol, and I'm like, how did I get that lucky? I mean, those things they don't exist anymore. Storm Shadows of that condition belong in museums. Anyway, Tetsuo's Wrath. These guys are the Emperor's Royal Guard of Cobra. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
way
really
more maneuverable than those long-robed douchebags. Suck at Star Wars.
Yeah, there's bad design.
But they looked cool.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, cool. Profit Director. So Penta will be at my house tomorrow.
Amazing.
Penta was gonna be playing at my house.
Congrats,
my
bro.
House.
Well, I wonder if he'll knock off your top 3 classified figures.
Did you get him through Pulse or another means?
Or a man never tells.
No, I'm interested. Let's hear your stories, your tales
man.
of success or of woe.
That's the true Richard.
We as part of the international market don't really step to the kind of
we don't
the trials and tribulations that you guys have been experiencing with the classified series, ordering them on Target and having them cancelled, or getting these sort of surprise notifications that everything is coming off your credit card today. Yeah, hardcore, man.
So
There's more.
I just bought these because they're fun for you and Rob. I actually got you an extra
Oh,
one.
by the way, thanks, Paul.
Oh, it's a pleasure, buddy.
I love you, Jesus. You're my favorite. Make me some wine.
Okay. Anyway, right.
And thank you, JD. Much appreciated, man. Thanks for the shout outs on the interwebs.
Hell yeah.
Happy birthday, Steven. Yeah, probably still is my birthday in the United States.
Probably
in the world.
Nah, not really.
No, it's past now.
I'm not that far in the future anymore.
So these two are for you and Elliot. These are actually just, I'll show the
Show them.
and this is for you, and then I'll show them what this is. So guys, I got this other little business that I started with a buddy of mine here in South Africa called Gunplay SA, and yeah, we did little sticker sheets like this,
Or Alpnug.
Alpnug
for everyone looking at it reversed in the image.
So yeah, so they these fun little stickers, and who doesn't love stickers? Stickers are great. Alpnug. So I bought those for you. And just to add to
my son absolutely loves stickers.
I figured he would. He's a kid. He's cool.
Big time.
Kids love
And oh god, I don't want to elbow Rob in the nuts.
Hello, my name is.
Elliot does that enough. It's fine.
And then
Hello.
one more thing for you. You were looking for one of these.
No
Amazing.
way.
So
bugger. There's something else for Rob. Joe Mauler sent us this Deep Six. And Rob's only got a Fun School Deep Six.
I
already own one of these Deep Sixes.
Ways.
So does Steve. So now Rob owns.
Now
you're the keeper of the Joe Mauler Deep Six. And you must understand, guys, Deep Six is Joe Mauler's favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's so cool. So I own an
super
original
cool.
And Joe Mauler's.
Yeah. So that's a very special toy.
Tetsuo's just let us know that we're not reversed. This whole time, I've been thinking that all it takes.
Maybe it's just reversed for us.
The mysteries of technology.
Oh, you know what it could be? It could be reversed for us so that when we go, it's over there, we don't go.
All right, well,
I don't know how.
try and
stuff
unhear
works.
those 2 minutes worth of me gabbing
It's
on about
really
it.
hilarious.
And then this
Sorry.
is for I got this for Elliot, and I'm just showing this here so that you can watch the YouTube video one day.
One
be
day, my
like,
son, know that Uncle
Ellie.
Paulie brought you a Hot Wheels
GTR.
LB Silhouette Works GT Nissan 35 GT-RR version 2. That is the longest name I've ever seen on a Hot Wheels in my life.
Or as Elliot's going to call it,
Or-
white car.
Or in short, it's a
White
Liberty.
car.
It's a Liberty Works Silhouette R35 or GTR Skyline, but it's not actually a Skyline
Very
anymore.
nice. It
Very
is
nice
quite
car.
literally a boy racer
And
for
of
a boy
course-
to race.
It's a beautiful car.
Vroom, 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 vroom.
And it's a beast.
Hey, Cody's
Hey, my
jumped in the
dude.
chats.
What's up,
Hello,
Cody?
Mr. Scalf. Good to see you, man. We're just unboxing and
We're
chatting
literally just
about
chatting,
toys
hanging
that
out.
we are giving to one another. It's like Christmas
It's
come
like small
early.
Christmas.
Questions, answering questions.
I think we're gonna free these guys
How
from
dare
They're
their
already like half free
Okay.
as well.
plastic
So.
package.
What do you mean half?
Mm. So I'm gonna take out my double blast and start messing with my crossfire.
And you know I haven't touched them because they still got their stands, dude.
It's still in their tray. Ah, did the tripod
Yeah, it
get
was
lost in the
I
mist
don't-
of time?
Yeah, if I listen, I know for a fact that I remember quite clearly that it wasn't there when it was sent to me.
There you go.
Do you
So
want to touch a new figure, Rob?
Oh,
Touch.
So nice.
Can you feel the year 2000?
Oh, it's amazing.
Can
I
you
feel like I'm
feel
17
it?
again.
can you feel it?
Does
Can
it
you
smell like
feel it?
20,000?
The year 2000 to me smells like snow blowers. You know that you go to a house party and they just be spraying you with like soap suds.
Oh, yeah, I went to so many
Snow
house
foam
parties.
parties.
I know exactly what
Those
you're
are the
talking
best
about.
time.
I
Literally.
mean, like everyone came out drenched, and anyone in a white t-shirt.
Fun
or
parties are not a
crop
good
top.
idea. I mean, they just sound like a good idea.
They're a
Sounds
great
like
idea when you've got a hot date. Tell you that much.
Oh yeah, no, but we know why.
Mhm. Hey man,
You
this
want
is
to get
great.
clean, that's why.
This helmet has been squashed for the last 22 years.
Whoa, now it's free.
Now it's been dropped.
Now I wonder if I was to put it on his head, would it crack in half?
Yeah, would it break his head?
Let's find out
Let's
here
see.
on GI
Let's
Joburg.
find out.
Is
Here
his
we
head
Oh, these are
go.
gummy
Be
fingers.
destroyed.
Sorry, I did test.
In the year 2000.
Double blast helmet goes on just fine, and it will now
Never come off.
self-correct because it was squashed in its blister package. Look, that
It's gonna
is
slowly like push up off his head.
Dave from the Audible Interlude podcast has a very good point about why plastic-free packaging has got a few items in the win column, and that's the fact that without any plastic trays into which the accessories have been pressed,
Mm.
you're going to get fewer warped
Warped,
spears.
which I'm happy
crushed
about.
helmets.
That makes sense.
So
Well, that happened recently at the shop, actually. DC released several graphic novels with masks, but the way that they packaged the graphic novel in there, it clips the top and the bottom of the graphic novel to put it into the plastic packaging, and what it does is it pushes up the cover at the top and the bottom.
bad times.
It's you getting a nice mask and then messed up graphic novel. Someone had to return one to us because they were like,
I ain't gonna buy that.
you don't see that when you look at the packaging.
Wow, that's
Someone
very
was not
stupid.
thinking that.
This tempo of the US flag is cool, huh?
Yes, so Crossfire, and they were doing this quite a bit with this 2000s and 2001 series. They've tampoed the United States flag
Wow.
on the bicep, which,
Oh,
man,
I know what a tampo is.
I
Ryan
wish.
Sweeney, sorry, I just have to. In the year 2000, I got married and it's been 22 years of happiness.
Aw,
Power to you, man.
Congrats, brother.
Congrats,
that's so
my man.
cool.
Great.
Outstanding.
Crazy
Cody
cool
was a
stuff
freshman in
happened.
high school. I think
Torture
so was I.
helmet.
But a freshman is a freshman 2 or 3 years from finishing school.
Isn't that just someone who starts? Is it like
There's
what a freshman
there's
is?
there's freshman,
In hi-
sophomore, final year,
I don't
senior
understand.
year.
I've never understood those terms.
They've got cool words in the States. We just call
I've
it
never
like
understood what your first
standard 6, standard
six.
7, standard 8, standard 9.
Oh, it's the
Matric.
new boys, and there's the old boys. They're leaving. They're gonna leave the school soon. Go into the real
Oh,
world.
Paul, you're getting a lot of Keanu Reeves lookalike comments.
Uh-oh.
Who was it who said it today? Kim said it.
Kim
Oh,
said
really?
it. Those Dutch
No,
girls
no.
behind us said it. They were like,
No, your
that's why they were
your
so
girlfriend
interested
said
in
you looked that someone said you looked like John Wick.
So when we went to the restaurant tonight, these girls behind us were all very like whoa, and I was like wondering why. Obviously, yeah, it's because he looks like Keanu Reeves. They were all like, "Oh, Keanu, how do you eat your steak? Is it good? You enjoy that steak, Keanu?" Yeah.
All right, so we've established
Awkward.
that Cody left school a year after me because if he was a sophomore, that means he was in his
Sophomore,
second year of high
Junior,
school.
senior, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, but that's
Oh wait, there are
6,
only
7,
4
8,
years
9?
of high school. Okay.
unless
wow.
freshman stretches.
So
2
they have a
years?
middle school.
Oh.
So there are only 4 years of high school. Gotcha. Okay, so actually, Cody, we're the same age. Yes,
Okay.
very good.
I like this comment from Profit Director. Don't mess with Paul's dog. Yes, actually, don't mess with
Don't.
my dog. That would be so bad.
Yeah, you would not win.
That would, that would be bad.
So, Double Blast's camo on his legs is made up of those swirly two-tone plastics, green and brown, which basically means there's no paint on his legs except for the boots. But it also means that no two Double Blasts will be the same.
But that's generally the case in my
This
experience.
is your.
Fascinating. Now, are the plastics on these inferior? Because man, oh man, I've just been examining my 2005 Viper Pit Vipers, the ones that use the Battle Android Trooper crotches and
those grey ones.
and lower legs.
No.
And oh man, they are literally just shattering to pieces. They just crumble to dust. They're so trash. I bought 2 of those packs from Toys R Us in Reno, Nevada. Back in the day, back in 2007, and thought I was getting a pretty sweet deal because I think they were clearance down. But man, they are look but don't touch toys at this point. Don't try and replace their O-rings, because if you unscrew the back screw, like the rest of the plastic is just going to come out with it and just fall apart on the inside.
What is that? Okay. No.
Wait,
I'll respond to that in my own way just now.
Sorry, guys, this really isn't Keanu, but I mean, he could be your Keanu.
Yeah.
He's our Lord and Savior. Oh man, I feel like Crossfire needs a helmet.
Well,
I also feel like he requires one. He just looks naked without
weird,
it.
Actually, he does look wrong.
The real question is, does Roadblock need a helmet, and can we fit it on Crossfire's head?
Crossfire's got this gorgeous head of hair.
So you're gonna take the torture helmet off Roadblock and try, double blast him.
Is Crossfire's head?
I meant double blast
from someone else. Who is this?
Whose head is that?
Unrecognizable to me.
Oh, it fits.
It fits.
Now he's Green Army guy.
He looks so much cooler now.
He's no Scream Soldier.
Scream Soldier.
Yes.
Please tell me I brought this with me.
You brought this.
Oh, I did bring this one thing with me. It's not a gift or anything. It's something. It's a fig. Yeah, I'd like to save this for like and maybe another video while I'm here or something.
Okay.
When I'm chatting, it's just 1 or 2 figures that I brought with me. I want to see how you guys feel about it.
I'm gonna pull that out right now. Paul brought his new school O-ring Storm Shadow. This is the first time I'm gonna handle one of these.
Never touched one before.
Oh god, here it goes.
No.
The wall awaits. Kidding. Well, to my delight, he's holding his sword quite firmly. That's a rare and wonderful thing with a vintage Storm Shadow. They don't feel like the real deal, but they don't feel bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Storm Shadow does it.
That's what I've said.
A lot more solid than
Have you opened yours?
the knockoff.
Yeah, ages ago. Yeah, that's how I knew it feels weird. I've described it as having a weird sensation.
God, yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah.
just the matte
No,
texture
just
that
keep them in there.
is the most noticeable
It
difference.
freaks me out a little bit because it makes me feel like it's gonna get dirty quick.
The weight is the same.
Uh,
How's his articulation? Is it gonna
Knock
shatter?
yourself out. If it breaks, it breaks.
If you
If you
break,
break-
it really doesn't
I've
matter.
pushed it. I've put it in the bath.
If he
done
does, he does.
You know, at the end of the day,
Bath,
if,
the
the bonus
toilet.
about that thing is I've got a backup crutch for my vintage storm shadow.
The missing paint app is quite glaringly obvious to me.
Mm,
It's just like you guys were sleeping on the job, man.
mm.
And
Yeah.
by that I mean the sash ends.
How dare they?
Yeah, it's half a
Who was
sash.
working that day?
Like it
the
should
factory?
it should be black. Should it not be black right the way around as well?
Yeah.
Oh no, actually okay, the knockoffs don't do it either. But I'm gonna get my vintage Storm Shadow
Watch now.
and
you
compare
convinced
the
yourself that
belt.
it's
There
not
is a
black.
comment here that I want to address that I think is pretty cool. Okay, well, firstly, Impossible Pie.
That's a cool
Do
name.
you guys buy any third-party Joes, Black Major, Red Laser, or just vintage Hasbro?
Wow.
This is Satan that we got for Steven.
Yeah, and also we got the
We got those
bats.
awesome bats. Yeah, I got the
This is a lovely
Soundwave
gift from
bat.
Greg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great gift from Greg Crockett. So cool, actually.
yeah. I think I don't personally have any other ones. It's literally just
Yeah, I'm
the
totally
bats.
down. I enjoy those.
and the third party retro Hasbro figures. that they're picking up these days.
Yeah, I'm totally yeah, I actually I totally dig the Red Laser, Black
No,
Major
I think
stuff.
it's cool that they are producing so much cool stuff.
Uh,
because
Yeah,
it's fun. I think I've said it before.
Also,
I think
like
third
the-
party is where it's at.
it's like I really want those glow in the dark ninjas. I think that's a cool looking
Okay,
set.
so was Steven
I was misremembering.
rubbish? Yeah,
So the sash
it's like that bush on the side of the road we saw earlier.
is
It was always
only
there.
painted on the top part of it. It's not on the crotch piece.
Dude, he just wasn't here doing the update.
But the sash is painted on the side
Yes.
of the crotch piece. And
So
the
there is
original
more paint on the original.
There's another
Ooh.
detail.
Storm Shadow's pinching his own bottom.
This is so meta. There's another great detail that's
Missing.
different between them. as
Oh,
well.
what could it be? Steven, what do you think it is?
Well, look, the eyes are weird, but we've spoken about this before. The fact that, like,
No eyebrows.
the sculpting technology could not work finely enough. Like they need to, I suppose,
Yeah,
dumb
yeah,
down
sorry.
the accuracy of the paint, because they can get really fine painted eyes, but the sculpt requires them to be a lot broader.
Bushier, yeah. It
and
looks
bigger.
cool.
Oh, the thing I'm pointing out is it's only his head sculpt. So yes, the eyes,
Yeah, but
but there's actually a more obvious one. Look at the top of
Even
his
More
head.
Okay.
texture, right?
Well,
no.
just look at that one and look carefully because you might not see it with the lighting.
Oh, right, they've lost some of the wrinkles to the fabric.
Yeah, and this line here, the seam line that goes across in the middle of the
It
head.
lost it.
No way.
Yeah, it's completely removed from the.
Shit, son. 1984 sculpting is superior.
Well, here's a cool question. I mean, we
Oh, and thanks for the super chat. Long story short,
Appreciate it, man.
were our GI Joe cartoons in English or were they dubbed?
this is actually kind of an interesting
It is
question.
weird because actually a lot of, well, not weird, but it's interesting because sometimes shows were broadcast in other languages in our country and then on the radio. So actually, they weren't even they were dubbed into other languages, and then on the radio you'd hear the original version.
Simulcast. Yeah,
It was
you get the
simulcast.
simulcast
So on a
with you.
radio station, you tune in, and then you turn the sound on the TV off, depending on what language you spoke. So in South Africa, Spider-Man, they broadcast the 70s Spider-Man show,
Yeah,
and he was broadcast in Zulu.
Zulu. That's
It's
good.
called
Rabubi.
Rabubi.
So if you're watching on TV, it'll all be in Zulu. Rabubi, Rabubi, Babudabudabudabudu. And then on the radio, you'd hear it normal. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Spins a
But there
pig.
were other things. Spins a pig.
Look, I remember
Eats
distinctly,
a dog.
like, There was an episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I taped from TV, and it was in isiXhosa. And
really?
I taped the simulcast off the radio on a cassette tape.
No.
Because I had it I intended to sync them up to be able to rewatch them. And that is when, my friends, you learn that electric motors do not always turn at the same speed. Because, in the golden era of non-digital, like magnetic tape recording, the VCR and the tape deck always fell out of sync.
Yeah.
So yeah, that plan didn't work so well.
Specifically, GI Joe, was that broadcast in English? That was, because we had the one videotape recording of
I wouldn't be surprised if they did dub it.
They might have, but you have the recording on videotape that's in English.
Yeah.
Although, was it?
Cody Scalf mentioned something quite cool there.
Is it a 1992 Duke head? Yes, it is. Very good. Jeepers.
Well played, Cody.
Amazing.
Look under your chair.
He's gone brown again.
There's nothing.
Guys.
Sorry to disappoint you. 2022. What you gonna do?
And that does not look like Duke. With the brown hair, that
it
looks
really
like
doesn't.
Hawk.
That is really
It's
odd.
kind of aged him as well. He's kind of, he's got quite a high forehead. He's got that comb over.
Yeah.
He's got some jowls,
It's a bit like Tom Hanks' son.
Gravity gives us
does
heavier
kind of,
jowls.
Oh gosh.
It does have a bit of that, like, it looks a bit like Tom Hanks' son. I don't know what it is. No. It could be, it's just something I'm seeing. I'm not,
You're seeing something.
Excellent spot, Cody. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
my brother.
Very, very cool.
So, do I play him? I mean, I will play Crossfire as a new character,
I would.
but
He looks.
do I play Double Blast as a new character, or is he gonna go into the draw and never come out again?
He looks too similar to Roadblock, though. That's the problem.
He's gonna be stunt Roadblock. He's gonna be the Roadblock that goes off cliffs.
Yeah. He looks. Isn't less of a difference. Yeah. Like double cross.
Double Blast, Double Cross.
Double
It's a
cross.
very heroic name for a GI Joe.
He at least looks different because of the brown hair, and that really cool outfit as well.
I do want to point out something on this Roadblock that I think is on Double Fart Blast. So in this line, they removed the pin from the backpack that used to hold the tripod.
Oh,
it's
good thing
often
the
broken.
tripod is lost.
Yeah, but that pin is often broken. And also, I don't understand Roadblock with a tripod, personally.
What?
Doesn't make sense to me. I like him holding the gun like this. I know him holding the tripod actually looks good.
No, he does not hold the tripod. Like, this is an interesting thing that I wanted to address. It's Roadblock is hand wielding a 50 cal, which is probably impossible, or at the very least highly impractical. Even if you are strong enough to hold it and its ammunition, you've got no endurance. You can't be expected to do that and fight like that. I don't care how big you are.
Just paint him a full beard, he can become a new character.
Nice one. Thank you, Andrew. But the point I want to make is, in design, Roadblock probably wasn't intended to hand wield it as much as he did in the comic books and the cartoon. So the inclusion of the tripod, very thoughtful. This guy's supposed to be like his own little emplacement.
Yeah.
Give him some sandbags around him, have him sit like wielding the Browning as it should be, between his legs with the tripod set up. Like, that's what the designers were thinking, and I applaud them for like making this such a practical setup. He's got all the gear to make that little emplacement. But hey, like it probably made for a lousy, plot device to have him always set up, stationed somewhere. Superheroes don't always wear capes. Some wield 50 cals. All right. Point taken. The GI Joes are superheroic.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why they get away with
But I like
gaudy uniforms.
These two comments, they came together quite nicely. JD is glad that you're opening Double Blast and Crossfire because he absolutely loves that era.
High five, Jay.
Hell yeah.
And hey, JD.
Hello.
Anything Joes also points out, he thinks that era of Joes is really coming back in fashion now. They weren't loved then, but it seems like more and more people are coming back to them now.
I think that's just because those people have run out of stuff to buy.
No, I don't think it's that.
They certainly do
No, they do have
highlight
an
some of
appeal.
the like the
yeah.
you know the very realistic parts and pieces from latter era GI Joes, and then slap them in a very kind of muted, subdued. So they're not offensive.
So it makes them, they kind of.
They're all a little bit.
It kind of comes back from the 90s ones where people were like, "Ooh, it's too bright." Obviously they had fans, but then it comes back to the pre-90s stuff. That was more militaristic.
Look, if it's your kind of aesthetic, then winning. If you're a fan of like the Green Team, I think this era of Joe, absolutely, man. This is playing all the right notes. These will never be your primary guys, but as background fodder, can't go wrong.
Yeah, somebody to put in the warthog or whatever.
I don't know, man. They're just not rock star enough for my liking.
Well, because you just haven't played with them enough.
But they feel good, which is cool.
But that was a response, right? Because people like, G.I. Joe's gone too neon, it's gone too sci-fi. So then they were like, made a lot of these lines and they brought them dull. They dulled them down.
There you go. And look, the rubbery hands.
Always a winner.
If only Hasbro hadn't forgotten the recipe to original Coke and were able to, like, they don't have to make vintage O-ring figures a la, hit and run over here.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is how a vintage figure should feel. It's a kind of a certain hardness, and it's a smoothness, and it's a toughness. These guys are far gummier from the 2000s, but their tolerances are much higher as a result. So if only Hasbro could just figure out how to make it like this, that would probably satisfy me a lot more than that Storm Shadow that you've now put away, Paul.
Oh, sorry.
You had to because it's so rubbish.
Well, I just think it's cool that Black Major managed to get the head seam right on there. I think it's Black Major.
Another question for the class, since we've got about 30 folks watching currently.
Hell yeah.
Is the modern O-ring revamp, is it dead? Or is it merely on a sort of unplanned production break?
Is it like Duke? Is it in a coma?
Are we going to get
like
another Transformer GI Joe crossover? Are we going to get any more vehicles beyond the Stinger? Surely. I mean, if they've got the Stinger, they can do a vamp, right?
I think it's like what we said recently when they were told that they have to go from plastic packaging all to cardboard based. They just hadn't planned for what those retro figures would look like. So they kind of like completely lost the plot, as it were, like where they were going with that. And they hadn't gone back to the drawing board.
That said, do the sales results that have come in not now kind of pigeonhole them into going all in on classified?
But that's also a problem as well. It's like you choose to re-release the same two characters that people have gotten over and over and over again for years on end. Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Yeah, you can sell those. You're going to make money with those, but everyone already has them. So it's like, why don't you actually try and reach other characters that people don't necessarily all have? Maybe you'll actually sell more toys.
Well, Cody says he hopes not. Then Profit Director also, like, it will continue. The Stinger sold out super fast, but we don't know how many units they were selling. Like, it sold out super fast. Maybe it was a really low production run.
No, was it for Hasbro? No.
Well, another interesting cartoon-related question from Long Story Short. Thank you for the super chat. Did they censor the Real American Hero part of the motto in the cartoon here?
No.
But
yeah. No. We very much I mean, there was no like anti-American stuff going on with GI Joe. I mean, if you're showing GI Joe, I mean,
we didn't. If you're asking, did we get the Action Force overdubs? No. Ours was.
Yeah,
just
straight up.
The same. But
what were you
man,
say?
Like you had to have paid.
You had to have
a paid TV channel to get the cartoons in the first place, and
Bob TV.
I never had it. No, man, it was on Mnet.
GI Joe.
GI Joe was on Mnet.
Well, then it was on Mnet way before I had Mnet, but I remember catching it on Bob TV.
But then, did you get GI Joe Extreme?
Yes, that was on KTV.
Yeah, that came a little later.
Yeah, no, so completely uncensored. Yeah. Although we do own a DVD of the movie where halfway through the movie it goes from being Action Force to the American version.
Yeah.
Where they'll stop saying full force and then they start saying GI Joe. What did you have to say? Roll out.
There are one or two. There's one instance in the Action Force movie where they do say "Yo Joe," and I think it's because in that section they couldn't overdub it.
It could be that, but there is a point where it switches over. Like they stop saying full force, and then the rest of the movie they go, "Yo, Joe!"
We'll play that DVD for you, bro. It's a bit trippy.
Is it one of those 50 rand ones that you find in the DVD shop?
No, this is clearance.
I don't know. My brother got it for me in the UK. So yeah, it's weird. It starts off without the Action Force overdubs,
and then starts off and then goes into it.
Yeah.
Zentara, thank you so much for the super chat.
Super chat, yeah.
Zentara says, I recently got the only post-1995 GI Joe I ever wanted. Heart, Wrencher, and a Stinger. Love having a Dreadnought in purple. Thoughts on GI Joe Collectors Club figures? Anyone here have any?
You both do.
We both do. I have Scoop.
And you have Marujo.
Marujo, yeah. And also, I got Marujo, and I've got Zartan, the Ninja Force Zartan.
I feel that they were good. In general, I think they were good figures. And also, it allowed them Zartan. To... Well, maybe not. I wouldn't say so much the Zartan, but they filled like a gap that the 25th anniversary wasn't filling. There were certain figures that they weren't producing, and then the GI Joe Collectors Club came in and was like,
well, like the Ninja Force,
figures.
Like Slice and Dice, and
and then like Scoop, they could make a Scoop because they saw that Hasbro wasn't going to make it. So it was a cool way of getting official Hasbro figures, but the characters that they weren't doing.
I mean, this isn't a controversial opinion at all, but like if you cherry picked your favorites, you probably did a little bit better. I mean, if you were getting them like as part of
it was a subscription thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you were getting all of them in the year.
There was some one or two. There were a couple of hits in each wave, and then there were a lot of like direct with uninspired parts choices. Like there were limitations on that whole thing. Well, I mean, it seemed like some of them are quite subpar.
Hasbro themselves were doing the same thing, weren't they? I mean, not every single figure that
but also the
smashing together was a success.
Yeah, like the Franken Joe formulas that they were using, but also from what I understand, the Collectors Club had limited access to Hasbro's catalog because they only had so many of these pieces in production.
Look, if I was the kind of collector who absolutely had to have everything, I'd feel a little bit like. Ugh.
Well, but I mean,
I'm only buying this because I have to have it. But
now,
you guys speak about the need to fulfill, certain holes in your collection. Fantastic, man.
Yeah,
this was.
And I think especially now, years later, once they've kind of gone into the secondhand market, it is easier for people to cherry pick the characters they want.
Though, are the prices now insane?
Whoa! What did I pay? Scoop, I think I paid $50 for him.
Just at a convention.
At a convention. Actually, I think it was slightly less because I only had $50. I think the guy wanted like 55, I believe. And I was like, dude, I only have 50. And he was like, yeah, sold. You got it, brother.
Action Force's Quarrel is far superior to Scarlet, says Profit Director.
That is a very controversial opinion.
Are you talking about the convention build?
Probably. Well, I mean, Zentara was asking everyone.
Because if he's talking about the Z-Force Quarrel that came with the RAM, like originally, what makes it superior to Scarlet? Just the coloring, or is there something more to it than that? I'm not entirely. We need more from you, Profit Director. And another super chat from a long story short. Thank you, sir, or ma'am, or person. Did you have MTV or some kind of African music? MTV,
both actually.
When satellite television came to this country, we had unfettered access to MTV. That was in like late 90s, early 2000s.
And then there were African music channels. I mean, was it OTV? What was it called?
I don't know. I do remember there were like some chart shows, but they did
Channel O.
Channel O.
They did global music.
Yeah. Also, satellite introduced a Channel O, which had a lot of really good African music on it.
So what happened with that is like another good answer to your question is we didn't have 90s or 80s MTV. We had late 90s, 2000s MTV.
Yeah, so mainly music, but
mostly music, but then Jackass.
then the shows.
Jackass, Pimp My
But at least
Ride.
there was music.
Yeah, at least there was music. There was some, and they used to do those cool video, those VJ mixes as well. Like that was really cool stuff. This was all before I actually got DSTV. But then, as for like a local
Digital satellite television.
Yeah. As for a local
sort
of facsimile of MTV, no, we didn't really. What had happened is they just played music videos in between airings of episodes.
Yeah, but they also did chart shows like Hot Hits and Fast Forward.
Yeah.
You guys remember those?
I don't.
Yeah.
Fast
but I
Forward
remember
had like
Live
a
at Five.
oh my god, they had a marionette host. I think her name was Roxanne or something. She had this black wig, like with bangs.
Listen to this
freaky.
song.
And there was like a local South African DJ who was quite big at the time called Alex J.
Alex J.
Alex J and Roxanne. Imagine
Like a
having to
doll.
like host a thing with a bloody marionette.
Oh, do you
Sam
think this will ever happen for us, guys? Cody asks. He's waiting for us to get the Extreme Joes and make a beautiful mid-90s play motion.
Well, if someone's prepared to make them in an O-ring format, I'll play motion the shit out of them.
Yeah, they're a bit
Because
difficult to play with.
on
And
O-ring
they're like,
figures, we don't
Man,
bother.
they'd be easy to get our hands on. Like I see this stuff in like people just can't get rid of that stuff quick enough.
they who's that? What's the name of the Iron Claw? Is it
Iron Claw.
Iron
yeah.
Claw? They did a collector's club exclusive of Iron Claw in
Mm.
modern era format, which is pretty rad.
And considering, I mean, we're receiving classifieds now. MC DJ ACDC asks, where do we predict the classified Joe line ending? Will it end anytime soon?
Yeah,
Will they do 82 to 94 full lineup? Do you think we'll see them basically reproducing most figures that came out originally in O-ring?
I think they'll issue completing the 82 to 94 lineup in favor of doing stuff that hasn't been done or hasn't been done well enough. So Kamakura is a good example. Like we've gotten Kamakura way before we've gotten like Bomber Jacket Hawk. Like crazy stuff like that has happened. And that's just the way the wheels are turning in Hasbro at the moment, or the Hasbro GI Joe
Yeah, it's
team.
not very linear.
So I don't think they are going to prioritize completing 82 to 94 because there are plenty of other guys that'll jump the queue long before that.
and then there's Big Ben.
Big Ben.
So it's one of those.
Give us a Dawn Moreno. Come on, man.
Yes, sorry, Zentaro, we did indeed have the bad MTV.
Yeah, I feel bad for dude. I mean, listen, we like Zantara, we got luckily we got to experience the 80s as kids. I mean, like as little kids, so we at least have some of that vibe in us, but we carried that into the 90s.
Dude, you have to make this for Zentaro.
If
If Zentaro had a pixelated figure like our images usually are, it would be heart-wrenching. You
Heart
have to
wrencher.
make this for-
Okay, got you, Zantara, because you asked so nicely, and you're part of the Berg Force.
And
So
because you're watching us right now. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Do it. That is gonna
The-
look so cool.
that would actually look cool. I'm just busy drawing it in my head now, so like I'm off track now.
He's already drawn it
But
in his head.
to answer that classified question, I think we're kind of getting a greatest hits at the moment. I think that's where
I think they're
Hasbro's.
getting better at it as they go along.
But we're also definitely
finding
getting
their
like
feet.
a greatest hits. I mean, we've got Firefly, we've got Zartan, we got Storm Shadow, we got
Bat.
a Bat and Alley
Spirit.
Viper. I mean, yeah. I mean, have they done a Night Viper? No. Have they done Charbroil? No.
I think there's
But
definitely
we got-
ones they'll get around.
we got
Alley
barbecue.
Viper before we get
Mm.
Snow Serpent. Like
Yeah.
Why
we're
wouldn't you
full
do
of
a
these
snow
these
serpent with those
bizarre
beautiful
like.
boots that they wear, those beautiful fluffy boots that Stephen loves so much. He
Well,
wants
the
to
the
make-
classic Snow Serpent doesn't have the fluffy boots.
Oh, Oh,
Far more
nice.
practical.
what? Stephen wants to be able to make remake his Shifter's character in classified size.
You
So
know, I
come
love me the
on,
6
come on,
inches.
Hasbro.
We
Stephen
We
loves
should
6
do that
inches.
Hasbro thing where you get your face on. Then you can have like a GI Joe of you like this.
You think they can reproduce this this handsome man over here?
No worries. Can't do it.
I'm a Ghostbuster.
And Paul, I don't think they have your hair option. It would take too much plastic.
Yeah.
They're like, nah.
Oh, that's
Timothy.
interesting. Yeah, can you select the bearded option and like long flowing hair?
No, but
Well, I suppose you
I
can.
imagine they would because that's your look. Surely But are
Totes,
there
bro.
options? I didn't realize. I thought that they just looked at pictures of you and they just reproduced it, regardless
They
of what your
don't
hairstyle
do
was.
beards, so you know they'll
I feel
do the
attacked.
selfie and remove the beard, and then you have to select. No, it's not the beard. It's the hair. The hair. You have to. They will not
that's why they're all
reproduce your hair.
bald.
Mm.
I feel attacked.
And then you have to select
Yeah,
from.
I think they're doing this specifically because they don't want Paul to have a figure
Get
of
the hero
himself.
MCU Loki. Tetsuo, this
That
is worth
is actually a
responding
smart-
to. Get the hero of of an MCU Loki. Thank you. That's
That is the
a
look
well
he was
veiled
going
compliment.
for.
I appreciate
That's
that.
the look he's going for.
Hiddleston's a fairly handsome man. isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's not bad looking.
It's a good man.
Oh, I saw a cool one here from Joswalker9, and this has actually got me very curious. I got a question. I used to record Headbangers Ball and watch it after coming back from playing shows.
Awesome.
So I know of Headbangers Ball. That
Hmm.
actually was like a thing. We were always hoping like friends of ours would tape it when they went to
Oh.
America and stuff like that. I remember that was like a thing. I could be wrong about America or Europe or whatever, but anyway, I know about it. But does that mean you are a musician or a DJ? Because coming back from playing shows, so that makes me feel like, yeah, you did some kind of musical performance. Or...
That would follow, yeah.
Yes,
Very
that
good.
sounds interesting. Yeah. Moonlight, Paul's hair would also lack articulation, giving Legends hair. That is true. My hair's got a lot of articulation.
All right, my dudes. We've taken up the good people's time for about 90 minutes. If there's anything else anyone wants us to reflect on in these closing moments, just drop into the comments and
Say it
go
right
to
now.
town.
Well,
But
Shadow
boom, boom, boom.
Tracker, people are excited for Shadow Tracker. Dustin's really looking forward to that. I mean, is that out of left field?
yeah, that came from the Pursuit of Cobra era of GI
Yeah, that
Joe.
was one of the Pursuit of Cobra's greatest gifts.
That
too.
must be someone. That must be someone on the team. It's like, please, can we make this? And then Emily was like, sure, we can do it.
I think,
Really?
yeah, either that or maybe Hasbro just looked at the metrics or something and
they're
went,
like,
yeah, that'll be a hit. Let's
the
do that.
metrics are shadow tracking this direction.
Are you trolling us? A long story short, you South African? I think we might have established this, but yes. A long
He's
story
cheeky.
short asks:
Oh, they're cheeky.
are most people here Afrikaners? The fact that you say here suggests to me that you are here.
No. They mean here, isn't like the comments, like who's watching us right now.
Ah.
Most of the people watching us are Afrikaners. Actually, I think most people that watch us are states based. Europe. There are people in Australia. Scott, he
yes,
wouldn't be an Afrikaner, but he is South African.
Along with our lovely international
Here in the
flavor,
comments,
we've
you
got
see
we've
You're
got a
reading too
smattering
much.
of local South African listeners and viewers, and I'm very grateful that we found our fellow
and
countrymen.
also of the three of us, none of us are Afrikaners either, actually.
Well, technically,
Well, Paul is the closest because his dad's like a proper
Because he's
Afrikaans
giving an
guy.
Afrikaner the bone.
my
And
girl-
he's from Joburg because everyone in Joburg.
my
is
girlfriend
Afrikaans.
jokingly likes to jokingly refer to me as a Herzogie.
Herzog.
Yeah, like because basically like I'm Afrikaans in the inside and then English on the
Oh,
outside.
English
That's
on
how
the
she-
outside.
I thought that was going to get weird and sexual.
No,
about
thankfully.
you being inside an Afrikaner.
Also, to Jaws Walker 9, he played. Yes, I play
yes.
the bass and guitar. Rock and roll,
Ah.
man.
Oh, Kif means awesome.
Yeah. So have you guys
and
called Jimmy
Jammin
Fallon the other night?
Is very close to being Afrikaner. We were all under the British Empire at some point. So
Yeah,
I
we
think
were
that's
all
true.
part of the colonies.
True.
Somebody,
The
if you
Canadians
guys,
were with the French.
if you guys caught what's his name, Jimmy Fallon's show the other night, I think it was 2 or 3 nights ago, the Kiffness was on his show.
Rad.
Well, not the Kiffness, but the Kiffness' song, that one cat song. And so Jimmy Fallon's reaction when he heard the Kiffness. So just so you guys know a bit of South African slang, it's a bit of old school South African slang. When something's kiff, it's awesome.
Probably the most important question. Well, I mean, they've all been really good questions, but most relevant question to us being together. Troy asks, how is the production of the play mission coming? It is coming along.
It's happening right now,
Right.
live in front of your very eyes. It involves double blast.
we have concepted everything that we want to do.
Crossfire! Come on, this
Paul-
way!
literally arrived today.
Which
so
way?
Like
think
a
he's
couple
very
of hours
tired.
ago.
I'm coming.
But by the end of this week, we're gonna have
We're
something.
gonna live play motion for y'all on
You-
this channel. That's the
Absolutely.
dream. Just have a camera that's hooked up to a live stream, just following our activities.
Hell yeah.
That's a cool question, actually. Troy Smith asks.
And now Troy's like on fire today with the
Oof.
questions.
Paul, is it too late for a new GI Joburg t-shirt design for Christmas? I'm so glad that you asked this. I brought my drawing tablet with me to Cape Town.
Yeah.
I originally
He's
wasn't
gonna be
going to.
inspired by the penguins.
So yeah,
here.
so let's see how it goes. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna draw some stuff.
I think do a really cool,
maybe I'll brainstorm some ideas with these two
do a
gentlemen and come
penguin
up with a
in,
cool
like,
idea.
cool, like jumpsuit. Oh, a penguin roadblock
Penguin.
with a Christmas hat on,
But
and he's shooting presents.
He's shooting Santas out of a gun, like
Yes, like little
small
mini
Santas.
Santas.
It's just like pop, 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 and they're like, ho, 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 I need a drink.
I think that's very important.
Also, something that's very interesting. The other day, and I forgot to tell you guys because it was like happened just before I left. I got an email from T Public. Now, T Public, I put our designs up on T Public, and they flagged me.
They were there at one point, yeah.
And they were like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, fine. Let me send them back an email. I can prove this is all of the stuff. I got all the metadata from my machine to prove that this is my work and whatever. Anyway, I got a message from them 3 days ago going, you should, here's a price suggestion for your shirt. So it looks like we're also on T Public finally, 3 years later.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And this is great for our European viewers because T Public serves Europe and Asia a lot. It's a lot easier for people that are living in European countries.
That's cool.
And in Asian countries to get those shirts. Anyway, that was just
some people live in Europe.
of a weird marketing. Some people do live in Europe.
Some of these fantastic people that support us.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we absolutely do have stuff on various stores. If you still are in the mood for a GI Joburg merch, buy it for yourself, buy it for a friend. It's a great Christmas gift.
Oh yeah.
If you go to a convention and you wear a
Always
GI
consider.
Joburg hoodie or a t-shirt, hopefully you'll find fellow members of the GI Joburg clan. Hell knows if we were there, we would sit you down and give you a big chin wag.
Yeah,
We'd be fast friends.
almost. Okay, Paul.
You don't even need a
Paul's-
face if you have a GI
Paul's even
Joburg
wearing a
shirt.
shirt.
Whoa!
Doing it right now.
Everybody will be like, so cool. You don't even need a face. With it. You can
Paul's
just like,
wearing the
He needs
eel.
space.
Awesome
We need
design.
the
Thank
eel
you.
inspired design.
The Cobra
Design
seal.
inspired by
Cobra
eels.
diver, yes.
Very good. And if you'd like to support the show, we have a wonderful group of Patreons. Cheers. Thank you very much for keeping the lights burning. Yeah, the lights are burning.
They are actually still
Miracles
on fire, currently.
abound.
Thank
We are online and with power. And of course, if you also want to be a YouTube member, we now offer that. Weekly, we have vlogs. Sometimes it's reviews, but mostly it's me just playing with my toys.
Exploring time and space.
So if you want more of that jazz, that junk, you know where to find it. Scroll on down, YouTube membership.
Thank you to
yes.
everyone for joining us live. It's as excited as you are to see us together. We're even more excited to be together.
Oh, yes. We
Hell
got,
yeah.
we got all these new toys. I've got a torpedo
It's
here.
not
I've got
even
a
about
torpedo.
toys.
What is a chin wag? It's when your chin does this.
Because you're talking so much.
We had this is going back in the annals of history, but we had a kids show called Kiddio,
Yes.
and it had a donkey, which was basically a guy in the donkey suit. He was one of the characters. It was live, so we had
Live
real
action.
actors mixed with people in furry suits. And Mr. Chinwag, that was the name of the donkey.
Mr. Chinwag, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no, that's the
You had a crush on Natasha Sutherland.
Oh hell yeah,
I
man!
thought you were
Can
about
you
to say I had
blame
a
me?
crush on Mr. Chinwag.
And also the other one.
I'm
What
sure
is the
people
name?
did like-
There was the one after Natasha
Understandable.
Sutherland. She's actually
Taryn, she's a friend of mine actually. Taryn Sutting.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was
Sorry,
about to
Taryn,
say,
if you're watching,
don't tell your
Paul has
sister because
crush on
I'm sure they're friends as well.
Sister.
Aren't they friends as well?
Taryn's in the UK now. Anyways,
Anyway,
guys,
let's not be weird.
thanks for joining us. I think we should end with a big hug.
Big hug, and remember, guys, party on and be excellent to each other.
Let's crush him. Like he tried to crush Elliot today.
Yo,
Trying to kill Steven's child.
Joe.